Heavy rain pours down from the sky. The sound of thunder mixes with the eerie silence of an empty road. The entire atmosphere feels tense, suffocating. In the middle of this storm, a young man is running for his life. His breath is uneven. Fear is clearly visible on his face. Every few seconds he looks back terrified, because he knows one thing very clearly. Someone is chasing him. After running for several minutes, his legs finally give up. He stumbles and falls to the ground. Before he can even get up, a shadow approaches him. A man steps forward, pulls out a gun, and presses it against the young man's head. The man screams at him again and again, demanding answers. But the young man keeps repeating only one line. "I don't know anything. I swear, I don't know." This answer makes the man furious. He starts beating him mercilessly. Punches, kicks, again and again, until the young man loses consciousness. But this is not the end. Not even close. The man begins to bury him alive. Mud, stones, wet soil, all falling over his body. Suddenly the young man regains consciousness. Realizing what is happening, he starts screaming for help, begging, crying, fighting for his life. But the man shows no mercy. He finishes burying him alive and walks away. This is how our story begins. The next morning, we now see Martin, a police officer, a calm, responsible man, and someone who will play a very important role in this story. Martin is dropping his daughter at school. After that, he heads straight to the police station. There, he is informed that he has been transferred to another division. His new responsibility, prisoner transport and security handling. Martin doesn't have any issue with the assignment, so he accepts it. And on the very first day itself, he is given a task. He has to transport 6 prisoners from one prison to another facility. He won't be alone. His partner for this job is Monty, his close friend and colleague. Monty suggests that they should take a shortcut route, travel mostly during darkness, and avoid unnecessary risks. The reason? They don't have much backup security. Martin agrees. Inside the prison, we are introduced to the 6 prisoners. Among them, 2 are extremely dangerous. One is a human trafficking mastermind. The other is a powerful criminal with high-level connections. Monty warns Martin to keep a special eye on these 2. Meanwhile, one of the prisoners named Ramiz secretly hides a small key before leaving. What is that key for? We'll find out soon. The journey begins. Each prisoner is searched carefully. They are seated inside a secured transport truck with separate cells. Before leaving, Monty coldly says, "These are criminals, not Nobel Prize winners. If they try anything stupid, we shoot them." Martin doesn't agree with this mindset. He believes in law, not brutality. Martin drives the truck. Monty monitors the prisoners from behind. A police car leads the way in. Front soon, they leave the city and enter a dense forest area. Something feels wrong. On the road ahead, we see the same mysterious man from the beginning. The man who buried the young boy alive. He spreads sharp metal wires across the road. Why? We don't know yet. Inside the truck, none of the prisoners are willing to sleep. So Martin increases the heater temperature, hoping the warmth will make them drowsy. At the same time, Ramiz asks to use the restroom. Monty unlocks his handcuffs. Inside the restroom, Ramiz secretly takes out the key he had hidden earlier. Yes, you can imagine where he hid it. Fog, silence, danger. As the truck moves deeper into the forest, a thick fog surrounds them. Martin suddenly loses sight of the police car ahead. He tries to contact them via radio. No response. Suddenly, all 4 tires of the truck burst at once. Now it's clear. This was not an accident. Monty steps outside to check. He sees the police car, flipped upside down. The officers inside are alive, but badly injured. Monty tells Martin to contact headquarters, but the radio is completely dead. Just moments ago, everything was normal. So what happened? The silence outside grows heavier. Inside the truck, the prisoners realize that something is seriously wrong. Ramiz then reveals the truth. He says he has a key, and if they want to escape, he can help. Martin senses that the situation is slipping out of control. He steps outside with his gun. Suddenly, a bullet passes right by his ear. Someone is aiming at him. Martin fires back, but the attacker doesn't stop. When Martin runs out of bullets, he realizes his only chance is to run back to the truck. But before he reaches it, he gets shot in the leg. Still, he somehow manages to crawl inside. Martin had barely managed to crawl back inside the truck. Blood was flowing from his injured leg, and the pain was clearly visible on his face. He immediately told Monty to step outside and check where the shooter was hiding. But at that very moment, Rams made his move. The key he had hidden earlier was now in his hands. Using that key, he freed himself. Not just himself, but one by one, he unlocked the handcuffs of all the other prisoners. Within moments, all the prisoners were free. The situation had completely changed. Every criminal inside the truck was now ready to jump on Martin. Martin managed to keep them at bay by pointing his gun at them. But there was one deadly problem. The gun had no bullets left. If they found that out, Martin would be killed in seconds. And then something even more terrifying happened. From outside, that unknown man began pouring petrol inside the truck. Within seconds, the fire spread everywhere. The flames grew so fast that one of the prisoners was burned alive on the spot. The others survived, but now they needed someone to blame, and all that anger was directed toward Martin. Just then, a voice echoed through the walkie-talkie. It was the same unknown man. He revealed the truth to everyone. Martin's gun was empty. He provoked the prisoners, telling them to kill Martin immediately. The criminals were about to tear him apart, like wild animals. But before they could act, another shocking turn took place. A sudden twist. Nano grabbed a fire extinguisher and suddenly attacked one of the prisoners, killing him on the spot. Everyone froze. No one could understand why Nano had done this. At that moment, the voice came through the radio again. This time the man spoke clearly. "I only want Nano alive. Hand him over to me, and all of you will be spared. Refuse, and you will all die." That single sentence raised one question in every mind. What is so special about Nano? Then the man added, "I already killed Alcino. Now it's Nano's turn." Nano completely broke down. Crying, he revealed the truth. That man was a police officer who had framed him in a false case and sent him to prison. And now, he was hunting him down to kill him as well. Nano declared he would never give the key to anyone. The truth was simple. To escape the truck, a key was required. That key had been stolen earlier, but Nano had killed the man who had it, taken the key, and swallowed it. Which meant only one thing. If anyone wanted that key, Nano would have to die. The game turns darker. The prisoners began making plans to retrieve the key from Nano. Martin and Nano were locked inside the same cell, but outside, another major development took place. The unknown man, whose name was Mikhail, fixed all the punctured tires of the truck. He cut the heater wires and turned on the cooling system. The temperature inside the truck started dropping rapidly. It became clear. Not only was the truck getting colder, but the story itself was heading toward a deadly climax. Soon after, Mikhail was seen sitting in the driver's seat. He drove the truck toward an unknown destination. The truth begins to surface. Nano finally told Martin his entire story. He explained how the same police officer had framed him with false charges. His closest friend, someone like a brother to him, had also been killed. Slowly, Martin began to believe him. Meanwhile, the prisoners tried opening the lower hatch of the truck using a toolbox. Elsewhere, Monty, who was only unconscious, not dead, regained his senses. He reached the crashed police car. Inside, he found Mikhail's vehicle. And inside that car, he discovered something shocking. A photograph of Mikhail's daughter and a newspaper clipping about her disappearance. Everything became clear. This was not random violence. This was revenge. The final stage. Mikhail drove the truck onto a frozen lake. Then he fired shots around the truck, breaking the ice beneath it. Slowly, the truck began sinking into the freezing water. Inside, panic spread among the prisoners. They realized that if they didn't escape soon, they would die, either by drowning or freezing. Martin revealed that he knew where the emergency exit was, but there was a problem. His handcuffs had to be unlocked first. The key slipped into the water. For a moment, everything seemed lost. But one of the prisoners risked his own life, dived down, and somehow retrieved the key. One by one, they managed to unlock the cuffs and escape through the emergency exit. The final truth. At last, Mikhail and Nano stood face to face. And here, the real truth was finally revealed. Mikhail's daughter, only 17 years old, had gone to a party with her friends. Alcino and Nano were there too. They drugged her drink, assaulted her brutally, and then murdered her. Her body was buried somewhere unknown. The police never found any evidence. No case was filed. Mikhail had personally captured Alcino and forced him to confess. After that, he killed him. Now there was only one thing left, to know where his daughter's body was buried. Nano finally broke. He confessed that they had thrown her body into a well. Hearing this, Mikhail collapsed from the inside. Before he could react further, the police arrived. Everyone was arrested. But after this incident, Martin lost all faith in the system. He resigned from his job and walked away from the badge, searching for a life where human lives truly mattered and justice actually meant something. The end. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to leave a comment. And for more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel.